Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you have been well. This is Real Life with Grace, and I just want to share some experiences even as I've turned 60. It's going to be in a series. I'll take them bit by bit. For each one I say, I will explain to you. I will tell you a story of how I come about, that particular lesson. And I know that will spark your spirit, to lift your spirit up. It will encourage you. It will teach you, because life is a great teacher. I've learned a lot since my 60 years on earth. I just want to pick them one by one. The first one I want to talk about is that I have come to know that a life without Christ is filled with absurdities. It's empty, it's meaningless. And when we were growing up, we did a lot of things because we never knew Christ. And even though we go to church, we have not really yielded to Christ. You might be going to church with your parents, but you have not had an encounter, you have not accepted Jesus as the Lord and personal Savior. So we made a lot of mistakes. I remember one of the days I returned from school, and my mother had to tell me, because in those days there were no pipe born water. There was no tap. Do you understand? And we need to go to the stream to fetch water. I just returned from school. I've not even eaten because there was no food. And Mama wanted me to go to the stream. What did I do? I now went to the kitchen and stole a very big fish of my mama and put it inside a bucket. Do you understand? Pretended as if I was going. But our mothers are filled with wisdom. She saw the way I left in a hurry, called me back, I said, Kanka. I returned. When I returned, they said, can I see your bucket? And behold, there was a very big fish there. So you see, my mama and my papa never stole, but I had that spirit of stealing in me. Do you understand? Until I met Christ. Another time was one of the days somebody challenged me and then, wanted to fight with me. I was so afraid because one, she was older than me. I said, I'm going to teach you a lesson. Why are you always answering questions in the class? You want to prove to us that you are very intelligent more than others? I couldn't say anything. I was shivering. So when we were returning, when we got to a lonely place, what did this girl do? She dropped her own bag and said, let's fight. He started beating me and every other thing. But I don't know the kind of, strength that came into me. And what did I do? I pushed her. I started pushing her down to, in those days, the fence were not this kind of fence you will see now. They were fence with barbed wires and every other thing. I pushed her there. And the pain and every other thing, I was able to overpower her, and I tore her clothes. And she went home naked, crying. So these are the things I did in my raw state before I met Christ. Even as we were growing up, we did a lot of things like this boyfriend relationship, did a lot of nasty things. But we thank God for Christ. That's why I said that though as we were growing up, we made a lot of mistakes. But because we have met Christ, He has turned some of our mistakes into favors, because we did them in ignorance. Another thing I want to talk about is that, as we are growing up, when we are taught to help elders, we would go to a particular woman, probably the children have all left home. We will go and help in washing, doing some chores and every other thing for her. At times we can even go to farm for them and every other thing. And they were blessing us. Oh, there's an older woman or maybe a man in your neighborhood and the person is returning, carry loads. We were, asked, come on, you go and help that man or that woman carry load and every other thing. We are all doing those things. Do you understand? And those elders were saying, God bless you, God bless you. We are learned to greet. We were taught to do all manner of things for those who are older than us. You don't talk to somebody who is older than you anyhow. These are, values that were inculcated into us as we are growing up. Like nowadays, nobody does those things again. So another one I want to talk about is human beings are peculiar. I've come to realize there are good and bad people everywhere. There are good and bad. It has nothing to do with tribe. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with I know Christ. No. There are good and bad people everywhere. That's why I said human beings are what? Peculiar. Do you understand? And I've learned a lot from human beings. There are people who are necessarily ungrateful. Unnecessarily ungrateful. There is nothing you will do, to do for them, and they will appreciate you. But then what did the Bible tell us? The Bible said we cannot stop doing good. Do you understand? We are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus unto good work. So we can't stop doing good. You won't say that this person is bad and you will not help. Look at God. He said He allows the sun, do you understand, and even the rain to shine both on the righteous and the unrighteous. So that's why I said human beings are very, very peculiar. The person you call your friend might have an inner. The person might be jealous and you don't know. The person, okay, look at the case of Joseph and the brothers. He just simply told them the dream he had without having anything in mind. And look at what they thought about him. They thought of killing him. And vis-a-vis in our homes, when we were growing up, especially some of us who were born in a polygamous setting. That's why I always tell people that polygamy is a curse. Because these mothers, some of them are so wicked that there will be unhealthy competition. There will be unhealthy competition. They want to compete with this. Maybe probably the first one who has been there before they came. They even want to make sure that the children don't move ahead. It will be their children. You see them going to native doctors, doing all manner of things, do you understand? In order to bring the one that was there before them down. In order to pull that one down. And you wouldn't know. Maybe you can go into their homes, and even in those days, we can run into one of their homes and eat and every other thing. Not knowing that these people are so wicked that they're even planning. I remember in those days, somebody told me that my mother has collected the brain of her child and has given the brain to me. I keep wondering, where did this thing come from? Where did this kind of a thing come from? That's why I always tell people, I said in the beginning, God made male and female. He didn't say male and females or females and men. Just one man, one wife. But today, if you now want to go into polygamy, it's your business. Because it has its own consequences. So these are the things. And then we see when we are all eating together, we do everything together. Dad, had a very good job. We will go to Sapele, we'll go to Warri, anywhere he's posted at, we will go together with him, and everything was together. But as we are growing up, we started seeing division. We started seeing unhealthy rivalry. Now begin to wonder, say, where was this love before? What has happened? How did we get here? Do you understand? That's why I said human beings are what? A peculiar set of what? People. A peculiar set. And now again, I said we were taught to be what? Kind. Helping people. I have said that before, especially elders that live in our neighborhood, carry their stuff, and as we do that, we receive what? Blessings. Communal living was sweet. Very, very sweet. In the evening, you see people come together, the elders will tell us stories, and in those stories we learned a lot. I remember one of the stories Mama told me about a man who was disabled, and every other time he would go to the chief's place, do you understand, to stay, because he's regarded as a clown. He will make fun, the chief will laugh and every other thing. And while this man was doing that, he never knew there was somebody who was not happy with him. This is a disabled man. So one of the days, the man came as usual, and he used to say, good will receive good, bad will receive bad. That was, the story he usually says. And then they say, Ome mag and homa, Ome jog and homa. That's when you do good, you receive good. When you do bad, you receive bad. That's It has always been his song. So when he finished with the chief and every other thing, the chief told one of the wives, said, can you quickly go and get something for Umema? Do you understand? There's something I kept on the table for him. And it was bread. This woman went, poisoned the bread, and then brought it back, covered it and everything, and gave to Umema. So you remember Umema is a servant. He now puts that bread under his armpit and then was going. As he was going, that's why good will always receive good, bad will always receive bad. As he was going, he met with the chief's only son. And that only son was from this woman, do you understand, who poisoned the bread. So the boy now said, oh, Omema Gahoma, Omenjo Gahonjo, if you do good, you will receive good. If you do bad, you will receive bad. Can you give me your bread to eat? Omema said, because the man's name is Omema, he said, take now, eat. So the boy collected the bread, ate. After eating, as soon as he got home, the stomach started spinning and every other thing, and was vomiting and everything. Said, what did you eat? He said, I didn't eat anything apart from the food I ate from the house. What did you eat again? He said, oh, I remember when I was returning, I saw Omema with bread and I collected it. Hi! The mother fell on the ground and started rolling, said, I've killed my son by myself. The chief asked, say, what happened? He said, I poisoned that bread. You can imagine, poisoning the bread of a disabled. Do you understand? I know, another woman, the mother-in-law was blind. And come and see the way they were treating the mother-in-law. They ill-treated this woman that I had to even come and intervene. I said, why don't you? Suppose this woman had been very wicked before now, but because she has become blind, why don't you help this woman? These are things we were taught. We were taught, these are stories we were taught and every other thing. And those stories have shaped us. Do you know what this woman did? With the children and every other thing, they were tormenting this woman. But then, the one she loved so much, immediately after the death of the blind mother-in-law, that boy was, going somewhere and was attacked by robbers. They shot him in the eye. And as I sit here, the boy is blind. So these are things we learned. Commonly, they told those stories, folk tales and everything. This tells my moonlight, and there are great lessons from it. Because anytime you remember these stories, there are things, great things you will learn from these stories. You can see how that boy ended up. It was a 300 level in the university. He couldn't go to school again, and today he's what? Blind. Another thing is that men are easier to relate with than women. Women, hey, I've never seen a people like women. You see that men will be living together, about 10 men or 5 men will be living together, that won't quarrel. This person will wear this person's shirt, this person will wear this person's trousers, they can even wear one another boxers and everything. But let a woman come in. The moment that woman comes in, maybe it's a wife that has come in, it will not start separating, hey, my husband thing. And the women gossip a lot. They are very, very jealous. They're very, very envious of one another. I don't know why we are like that. You tell a woman a particular secret, before you know it, everybody will hear it. You probably you are doing something together and everything, before you know it, jealousy will come in, resentment will come in. That is how I have seen women. So I tend to relate with men, though men gossip too. And there are some bad men, but there are some very good women. Generally speaking, that's what I'm saying. There are some very good souls. There are some good women. And there are some good men. But our prayer is that God brings us around those who are what? Good. That's our prayer. That God brings us around the good people. Another thing I want to say is that not all that glitters is good. Not everything. At times you see a very beautiful woman who looks so attractive, especially those who are fair. You see them, you love them. We're talking about character, attitude. I've seen women who are so beautiful, men who are so handsome, but character zero. Attitude. Attitude determines what? Your altitude. Character. character. That's what we were taught when we were growing up. Do you understand? Greet people, be kind, help one another, do this. It will take you far away. Your attitude takes you far away. Your character speaks, brings you before kings. Your character. Very, very important. So these days, at times I begin to wonder what's going on. And like me, one of the things I don't like is hurting anybody. I don't like quarreling with anybody. Do you understand? Even when there's a way we'll be relating, and if I see that you have started, there's a way you'll be behaving, I'll be the one that will come to you and say, you have suddenly changed. Is there anything wrong? Is there any how I've offended you? And I will always want people to tell, speak up so that I could do what I can say. Sorry. I married a husband who doesn't laugh. In fact, as much as he doesn't laugh, he's not even a handsome guy. But character was superb. Had a very excellent character, 100%. So once in a while I'll meet him and say, I don't know when you're laughing. I don't know when you're sad. Is there anything I've done wrong? Is there anything I'm not doing well? Please tell me. And that should be the character of every person. Do you understand? But because God wants us to be at peace with one another. So I just want to thank God for this series will begin. And I know that even with the few I have spoken, little things I have told you now, I know you will have learned one or two things from it. And I want to assure you that we're going to do more of this. We're going to learn a lot from, the things I've experienced so far at 6. If you like the story I have, shared with you so far, you can comment, you can share, you can subscribe and turn on your notification so that anytime I post, you can as well receive. And most importantly, your comments, please. Thank you very much.